From New York City, we welcome you to coverage of MLS Next Pro as tonight, New York City FC2 plays host to Philadelphia Union 2. The campus of St. John's University in Belson Stadium. It is 85 degrees, a warm summer night in the city that never sleeps. Checking in, New York City in 10th position in the Eastern Conference. Philadelphia in 12th, but both sides are within 5 points of the playoff line. Hi, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us here in Queens, New York here tonight. I'm Drew Casey, delighted to be with you for the second meeting of the season between these two clubs that know each other quite well. Of course, Philadelphia to New York, if you're lucky with no traffic, 2 hours, closer to 3 most days, but the geographic proximity does play a role. These two sides have seen each other a bunch coming up over their histories and these players as they've grown through the academy systems. The squads have just come out here onto the field at Belson. Let's go to the starting 11s. First for New York City FC2, led by head coach Matthew Pilkington. The goalkeeper is Tomas Romero. There are a number of first-teamers here with New York City FC2 today because NYCFC and MLS did play last night, a rare Friday night game at Yankee Stadium in the city. So there are a couple of folks up, including up top at the striker position who wears 99, only fitting for a number 9 in Seymour Reed. El Haji Sam also highlighting as well across the midfield line that left attacking spot. He was signed earlier this week to a second-team contract with a first-team contract coming in a few years. We'll tell you about that. Cooper Flax is the captain, and of course Camilo Ponce a threat as well. To the other side, interim head coach Christopher Harmon sending out a 4-2-2-2 with the high-octane Philadelphia Union style through and through. Holbrook is the goalkeeper. He'll get his 11th start between the sticks, and gotta look in the middle, a man who is nearly impossible to take off of the field. That is Rafael Uzcategui, who has played just 28 minutes short of an Ironman season to this point. And up front, you've got a lot of firepower for this Union 2 side that is looking to score some goals. They have lost their last 2. You've got Korzanowski. He's back with Philadelphia Union 2. Eddie Davis, the third, off a hat trick close to a month ago now against Revs 2. And also Kellen LeBlanc is up front. So it is going to be quite the offensive attack for Philadelphia Union 2. And these teams, they already did play once this year, and it was a rare, low-scoring affair. If you look at the history of this series, it was back on June 14th at Philadelphia, New York City winning 1-0. There was a red card shown in the 73rd minute to Sebastiano Musso of NYCFC2, and that's why you did not see him in the starting 11 just moments ago. Given MLS Next Pro rules with the red card suspensions, if you do have the same opponent on the roster, or on the schedule later in the season, your red card suspension is served against that same opponent. So no Musso tonight for New York City. But the point I was trying to make, New York City down a man, 0-0 for the final 17 plus 9 minutes of stoppage time, and that's when the game-winning goal came from Cooper Flax. Set piece straight out just outside the top of the box, getting it inside the right post. And New York City taking the 1-0 win. And we said at the start of that discussion, a rare low-scoring affair between these teams. The all-time series, these squads have combined for 44 goals. That's an average of nearly 4 goals combined per match. It was 1-0 in that lone meeting of this season. All-time, Philadelphia leads the series 8 wins, 4 losses. So 8 wins for Philly, 4 for New York City. Believe it or not, in the 12 prior meetings here in MLS Next Pro, there has never been a draw between these two sides. And man, they were close in the first meeting. Again, 9th minute stoppage time at the death winner for New York City. Philadelphia checks in 26 points. That is 12th in the Eastern Conference. They felt really good about themselves 2 weeks ago, but since have dropped 2 straight and now find themselves 5 points off the playoff line. The current 8th spot in the East occupied by Connecticut United, and Philadelphia Union is giving a game to the field for the most part, so they've played one more game than most of those they need to pass, so points at a premium. Meanwhile, New York City has a game at hand on many of the field they are chasing. New York up in 10th position in the league table. They check into this night 28 points, 3 out of the 8 spots. They can match the 31 points that Connecticut United currently has in that 8th spot. There is still so much time to go in terms of the standings, but it's condensed here. We will only go till mid-September in the regular season, and the calendar today is now, of course, on August the 1st. So the Belson Stadium turf awaits. This is situated here on the campus of St. John's University. You know that by now if you've been with us for a Pigeons contest here at home. Also playing some home games this year on Randall's Island in New York City at Icon Stadium, bouncing between those two facilities. You can see the construction here at St. John's, getting ready for the college year, coming fast and furious. Two really good college soccer programs under 30-plus year head coaches play on this facility. Ian Stone on the women's side, Dave Mazer on the men's side for St. John's Soccer. But, of course, it's New York City FC 2, the hosts tonight against Philadelphia. Referee Salvador Flores takes a peek at the watch, blows the whistle, and away we go here in the Northeast Division on Saturday night in MLS Next Pro. Very much appreciate you hanging with us for this one between these two sides. Again, chasing the playoff line. But both coaches, when we chatted earlier in this week, it's not necessarily part of the conversation yet. More so the conversation on the first meeting. These two teams expecting to be up for this one, given how the first one went, and given the rivalry that these two clubs have throughout their entire ecosystems, from MLS on down through Next Pro and the Academy, of course, as well. Many of these players have competed against each other very frequently, given the geographic proximity. Academy travel is not as limited, of course. It expands very much here in Next Pro across the Eastern and Western Conferences. Similar color schemes, of course, for these. It's a little darker shade of blue for Philadelphia, so you can make that out. It's the dark blue-based uniforms for Philly, and that is the home whites for New York City. If you're just joining us a little bit late, a reset of the tacticals for you for New York City as it settles in here. The goalkeeper is Romero. Across the back in the 4-2-3-1 that Matt Pilkington has put out today, Jonathan Lopez, Max Murray, Joao Loyola, and Adonis Campos. That's the back line here. A touch in the middle with Murray and Loyola. Then Kevin Pierre and Peter Molinari, the next line. More into the attack, left to right. El Hadji Sam, Cooper Flex, and Camilo Ponce with Seymour Reed up top. Reed was on the first team bench last night and actually did appear in the MLS regular season match with Toronto at Yankee Stadium. He came on as a sub in the 86th minute, so just 4 minutes plus stoppage time. He'll play a much larger stretch here today. Looked like New York State was looking for an offside flag to come up on the near side there, but play has since, of course, recycled and continued. We told you about Matt Pilkington's 4-2-3-1. Let's rehash interim head coach Chris Harmon's 4-2-2-2 for Philadelphia. Goalkeeper Pierce Holbrook. Disagreement as to the throw, quickly taken by Lopez, but a little too strong. So for Philadelphia, across the back line in front of Holbrook, who will deliver this restart in moments, Jordan Griffin, Rafael Uzcategui, Finn Sundstrom, and Mateus De Paula. Defensive midfield, Oscar Benitez and Timo Mendoza. Kellen LeBlanc and Eddie Davis III up next on the line of two attacking midfielders, and Stash Korzanowski and Malik Jakupovic up front. So a high-scoring Philadelphia team with that lineup. Korzanowski with 5 goals, tied for the team lead. Eddie Davis, the co-leader with 5 goals, both in the lineup. LeBlanc has a goal, and Jakupovic, on the course of his next pro season, 3 goals. That's third most on the team. So you've got the top 3 scorers all in there for Philadelphia, and that is a little extra here, a lot extra perhaps. Let's see if it will lead to an early card. I don't think it will, although the reaction there from Joao Loyola, maybe not what the referee Salvador Flores was looking for. Calm dap up. And it wasn't calm, and let's see if this results in something early on, just the 4th minute. I think Florence is going to say play on, but that's an early marker and warning. To Loyola, on loan for the season from Fluminense in Brazil. Strong program in Brazil across that club at Fluminense. His 10th game and start for New York City. To the front foot, but the flag is coming up. Offside. Seymour Reed nearly found himself a golden opportunity. This is just his 5th start in Next Pro. Very quick restart. This is what Philadelphia, in part, wants to do. They want to find moments to hurt the opponent in transition. This was transition created off of the dead ball. Quickly, headers! That just wide. Had to get defensive in a hurry, New York City did. Lopez and Murray. Lopez with the header out. Nearly the opening goal for Philadelphia in the 5th minute. Out of that transitional high-octane type. New York City will build from the back. You're in this turf field at Belson Stadium. We're in Queens, New York this evening. Temperature in the mid-80s, expected to fall a bit. Light breezes. You can see the American flag just above the scoreboard here. Wind does tend to play a role from time to time. Belson Stadium, you might be able to tell, appears to be elevated from street level. It is. The facility actually is on top of a parking garage here on campus, so you are, I'd call it roughly 20 feet above level ground there. You can see the very top of that New York City bus in the distance for some reference. Does that have anything to do with the wind playing more of a role than usual at other facilities across the league? Maybe. But light winds expected here. Offensive third throw for Philly. You see Korzanowski, big 37 there. 23 years old. 6'4", first-team contracted player. Count starting on the throw there. Everyone's become more and more accustomed to a lot of these adjustments in the way the game is played, especially with the World Cup instituting many rules that MLS Next Pro experimented with, you could say. Certainly was ahead of the times. Mainly the off-field treatment rule, those 15 seconds if you go down. And if it's not an exception, like a yellow card or a goalkeeper or a head injury, if you require the training staff, you have to come off the field for a period of time. Those time lengths different between the leagues. It started many years ago as a 3-minute period off the field in Next Pro. Of course, great to see that coming. Certainly, I'm sure, looked at in some regards to the success of it here. Run aborted and then craftily continued. Hard to get Eddie Davis off the ball. Nice work applied, though, by Lopez. A lot of action this weekend across the league. Scattered across 3 days. Pretty even breakdown. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Had a batch of games played yesterday, a batch today, and another batch tomorrow. In fact, last night was the busiest. 6 games yesterday, 4 tonight, 4 tomorrow. And everything tonight, either later or just underway. A 1-game alongside us, Connecticut United and Orlando. Look out here, an opportunity. New York City's cross, second ball, off the 6-yard box and cleared away. Philly trying to clear the danger zone and does. And here's where they look to move quickly. Pass a bit behind, but it is settled by Jakupovic. Working with Korzanowski. Jakupovic taken away. A transitional work by New York City. Stops it from ever amounting to anything for the visitors from Philadelphia. Again, Orlando, Connecticut, the only other game alongside us. 0-0, just underway from Reese Stadium. Later today, Huntsville hosts Crown Legacy. That's at 8 Eastern. And then Tacoma Defiance and Whitecaps FC2 out west at 10 from Starfire. Plenty of action again tomorrow, scattered throughout the evening, 4, 5, 7, and late night out west, 10:30 tomorrow night. Whistle here. This is going to draw at least a whistle. Let's see what color this is. It's a yellow. There could be a little thought there. Yellow card shown. The player down for New York City. Jordan Griffin is shown the yellow card. That is the 5th yellow card of Griffin's season. So barring any forgiveness, perhaps maybe sitting on a 1-game absence coming up. Let's take another look here. Settled there, and then just reckless. Clear yellow card. You can see, and perhaps may have heard from the crowd here, that you had to think about the color for a moment, but on second look, certainly a professional foul, and a yellow card shown by referee Salvador Flores. Assistant referee's flag flying up as well. Not going to miss that one. By the way, the assistants tonight, Akal Aswathi and Jennifer Dumaine, with 4th official Shay Lane. So we are back to 11v11. Just a quick step off the field, step back on, cleared by the trainers as we play in the 11th. After the yellow card to Jordan Griffin, a first meeting between these teams that featured plenty of ink from the pen of the referee. Told you about the red card earlier. Sebastian Musso shown his 2nd yellow card in the 73rd minute. When all was said and done, there were 6 different cards shown out, including the red. 5 of the yellow cards went to New York City of the 6 that were handed off. So again, high intensity type game. Challenge near the center line. We'll stay with New York. No shots, no corners. And the card a moment ago to Griffin as we've played now 12 minutes. Slightly missed hit across the back by Holbrook as pressure came. Or excuse me, by Romero as pressure came from Philadelphia. Pigeons able to win it back. And Sam with a nice touch. Now on the switch and the point of attack. Foul here against Philadelphia. These teams will do it. Final match day of the regular season. September 20th at 2 Eastern down in Philly. That could certainly mean a lot. And both teams, if the season ended today, would be off the playoff line, but games played is not even. New York City 3 points out of a playoff position with largely 1 game at hand on the group involved. Philadelphia 5 points out, but giving a game, meaning they've played 1 more than most involved. Looking for as many points as possible. The math becomes easier as the calendar gets closer and closer to late September. Breaking a couple of lines with this pass, looking for Reed. But quickly exited by Philadelphia, and that's oh so trusty Rafael Uzcategui. Another count on this ensuing throw and a whistle. Active whistle here in the 14th. After that yellow card challenge, not a huge surprise here at Belson Stadium this evening. Entering the weekend, these two teams in the bottom half of the 30-team Next Pro League here in 2026 in scoring. Philadelphia, 21 goals in 20 matches completed. That's the fourth fewest in the league entering the weekend. And New York City, 29 goals, tied for 18th most in the league. Both teams, though, in the top half of the league in goals allowed. 12th for New York City, 7th for Philadelphia. Union 2 side that's only conceded 27 goals. Does amount, though, to a differential of -6 for Philly, even at 0 for New York. And the home side, the boys in blue with an opportunity with a free kick in the most dangerous area that we've seen on this summer night in New York City. Now bring numbers forward. Certainly look for Reed. That target, 9-9 between the back of his jersey. Right-footed service. Gets by the wall of 2. Second ball. Follow-up's blocked. The new man who just signed his second-team contract saw him, and good luck. But just too much traffic around that 6-yard area. Recycled in again. Third or even fourth ball. There's the rip. Kicked out wide for Reed. Can't be kept after Kevin Pierre sent the shot, but actually it is regained now by Reed. Reed and Pierre back to Reed. Seymour, right-footed shot, and a diving save. Nicely controlled by Pierre Holbrook, the goalkeeper for Philadelphia. Pierce Holbrook. Strongest scoring opportunity we've seen. New York recycling again over the top. Good stint of possession. This shot was deflected on the way through, it appeared. And it certainly was a corner kick on the way for the boys in blue. Starting to buzz here a bit. Right back to the well. This was fruitful in terms of chances a short time ago. Nobody home on this floater. Strong stint. Cross through. But over everybody. A good stretch for New York City there. This portion of the match is brought to you by St. John's University, the official undergraduate partner of New York City FC2. And only fitting, of course, that we're here at Belson Stadium on the campus of St. John's in Queens. So the first couple of chances of consequence for New York, officially credited with 4 shots now. Philadelphia also credited with 1 a while ago on that header wide. Here's some space. Sam cuts in. Defender allows him to go by. Centering pass to the corner for Philadelphia. See this pressure, and it's certainly been controlled by New York City, but this Philadelphia team, they're going to press you high. They're going to try and win this ball back in most circumstances. Philly team that also focusing on being good against the ball this week, according to interim head coach Chris Harmon when we spoke on Thursday. Offside flag here. Both teams coming off tough losses. Look out here. This one's chipped away. Holbrook is out. Net is open. And it's skied high. Now, speaking of trying to hurt you in transition over the top, direct style. This was almost our opening goal. Fearless for Holbrook. Have to be careful. Watch those hands when you get 25 yards off your line. And it's a goal kick instead. A lot of whistles. Just making sure everything is set, and it is. Before that long ball developed, mentioning two sides coming off tough losses. Certainly for Philadelphia, lost 4-0 at Chattanooga. Good learning opportunity for a young team, according to their coach. Of course, channeling that throughout the week. How do we, in fact, learn and grow and push forward? At the same time, though, in the development process, do need to experience that going on the road. Experience those difficulties against a strong side, that Chattanooga team that does feature a much older roster as an independent side here in Next Pro. Left-footed cross from New York City. Header connected wide. Lopez pushing the play. He's done a nice job off this left wing. A couple of consecutive rushes. Nearly found Ponce. So it will be a corner here for New York. 6 in the box, now 7 on the attack. Swings out and headed wide. A piece of Kevin Pierre between the penalty spot, top of the 6 there. Pierre also on the first team bench last night. First team contracted guy for New York, did not play. Same for Max Murray. A piece of the referee, and you're going to stop play because the deflection did appear to give an advantage to New York. When it's neutral, they're allowed to continue, but that good administration there by Flores. And quickly back in with the drop. It's a total of 5 players who were on the first team bench last night for New York that are starting in this one. Pierre, Murray, Flax, Romero, the goalkeeper, and Reed. Reed, the only one who actually did appear in the match in MLS last night, but came on as an 86th minute sub. Everyone else on the bench but did not appear. No travel involved other than Burrow to Burrow. Came in the Bronx last night, Yankee Stadium. Lopez, he's been really good off the left side and generating chances. This pass, though, is read and stolen. Gone back that way towards Sam more than a few times. And Philadelphia stepped the lane there. Now they look to go transition. Korzanowski on the run. Actually, rather, that was Jakupovic trying to create a dangerous situation. It nearly did. Certainly Romero had to be aware what was coming downhill on him. Look out, clean challenge. Eddie Davis maybe just a step too far from taking that challenge. Trying to run through it on that second ball. Trying to give real estate the other way though, and sent all the way back. This is dangerous. Korzanowski. Nice work there by Holbrook. First to get there, control it. Certainly could not use the hands based on how it got to him, and then cleared it away. Almost was a free corner for New York. some of the results from the weekend so far across MLS Next Pro. Atlanta and Carolina Core played to a 3-3 draw last night. PK's Marathon 10-9. Carolina Core grabbing the second point. Chattanooga over Miami 1-0. Portland past Minnesota 2-1. Portland, strong team in the West. A lot of the headlines to Austin and Houston there in the West, but don't sleep on Timbers too. Speaking of Houston, falling to Kansas City 3-2 last night. LAFC 3-0 over Colorado. And Ventura County an onslaught, winning 6-1 against North Texas. The acceleration was paused for a moment. From Philadelphia, it was DePaula. Now the cross is in. Second ball, controlled down, Korzanowski. You can't miss him out there. DePaula got a piece of the defender and ricochets right to the goalkeeper, Romero. No one closest to it in a dark shirt to make it more difficult on the New York City goalkeeper. You can see how this type of matchup, these types of styles in the clash over the years has led to a lot of goals. An average of 4 goals per contest between these teams, although it was 1-0 the first time. Davis the third trying to thread the needle. Just one step away from a connection with LeBlanc. Got all the way through to the New York keeper. One back by Philadelphia and Uzcategui. Left foot! Save Romero. There's a rip. Romero's biggest test. He passes. Korzanowski received the pass, centered up, one touch, whammo. So Philadelphia suddenly starting to buzz here after a sustained stretch for New York. New York stretch, by the way, they've been up-credited now to 8 shots. Korzanowski certainly with the best chance for Philadelphia just moments ago. Ensuing corner, first for Philadelphia of the night. 27th minute here in Queens. Driven, punched by Romero. Should be a throw. More settled. Wherewithal here from Philly to maintain possession, but this pass will track everybody back for Sundstrom. 19-year-old, first-team contract. Been a pretty main component of this Union 2 side. Time of the year where those components, those players, they change a bit. Many of those on academy and amateur situations. Hold that thought for a moment. Crafty play for Philadelphia. Getting through, Korzanowski after LeBlanc showed the ability. Well, an interesting time of the year. Now we get a whistle. And let's see. Didn't see the flag come up for offside. I don't think Korzanowski did either. This portion of the match is brought to you by Adidas, the official kit supplier for New York City FC2. But an interesting time in the calendar for MLS Next Pro. When you get towards late July, early August, you're likely at the point, or will be very soon, when you will see all the college-age players who are not on professional contracts return to the college game. Some take a week or two off before returning. The college season, fall sport, the college level, typically gets going. Regular season competition in August. Look at this ball breaking a few lines. Some newly a professional. Save made. And ranging up Holbrook. All around quality. I mean, this ball broke every line in the book. Close coming with pace there. Nicely from Uzcategui. Perhaps forcing Sam to pick his target a split second earlier than he would have liked. Officially signing on Thursday, El Hadji Sam. MLS Next Pro contract through 2028, so that's the rest of this season and 2 more. Then after that, would join the first team on a homegrown MLS contract through the 29-30 season. And remember, of course, MLS changing the season. We'll go short season after this one and aligning the calendars really around the world. And that contract with MLS will have options through the 31-32 season. So it's a long-term commitment by the club to Sam. Joining the academy with New York City FC in 2023. Only made his second team debut a few months ago in April, towards the beginning part of this season. They like what they see from Sam. He is here to stay. Played a half hour now. Back and forth action, nothing across the line. And both squads with at least one high quality chance. And New York with 2, even 3, but nothing past the respective goal lines just yet. DePaula tracking this one down. DePaula's cross. Romero, one-handed snag. Not a lot of traffic. A floating ball, able to secure it. Just the second MLS Next Pro appearance for Romero. His other 4 saves and 1 goal allowed. Loyola walking that one up. More space for Lopez off the left side. New York City's had a lot of success up this channel in the opening half. Would love to break through before the halftime conversation. Molinari a touch moments ago. He's calling for it now with 2 open hands. Instead driven over everybody. And controlled by Pierce Holbrook. His 11th start with Philadelphia Union 2. It's been Holbrook for the most part. Rick a bit. Matthew White is the second goalkeeper active tonight. He's been on the bench now 8 times this year. He's not appeared in an X-Pro contest. So Holbrook, the 23-year-old. He's allowed just 17 goals in 10 matches played, and with a couple of saves tonight, we get to 50 on the year. It's a big number. And Philadelphia style does lend itself to the opponent seeing a number of opportunities. In fact, he has been credited with 2 official saves, so he's up to 50 exactly. The official shots, 9-1, New York City. Trickles in to Holbrook. The edge certainly to NYC and what we've seen here thus far, but the disparity that 9-1 in shots may suggest, I'm not sure is relevant here or fitting, and just perhaps how one-sided you may think it is if you're just joining us. Both squads have had opportunities. And New York City with 2 chances with flurries of shots. We've played uninterrupted here in the first 35. No changes have been made. One booking back in the 10th minute. Jordan Griffin was shown yellow for a dangerous challenge. Again, this left channel, Lopez trying to exploit it, but nice adjustment. Closed off by two. The closest being Eddie Davis III. A couple of 77s. Towing it back and forth. New York City side really focusing on security in possession this week in the lead up and want to avoid potential transition moments. Nice regain by Lopez. Contact from behind. This should draw a whistle, and it does. And it will set up a very nice opportunity for New York. Clear foul every time. Easy whistle. Can New York City capitalize? It will likely be Cooper Flax, the captain. We have not called his name very much. This is going to be a similar spot to the lone goal that was scored in the first meeting in second half stoppage time. Looks to be slightly more distant from cage. A wall of 4, maybe it'll be 5 Union 2 defenders. Korzanowski, part of it. Here is Flax. Cooper Flax got a piece of the wall. At least so it seemed. I'll say no. And it will be a goal kick restart here for Philadelphia. This portion of the match brought to you by Etihad Airways, the official airline partner of New York City FC2. 37th minute scoreless here in New York City on a summer night. Thanks for joining us. The home side back in quickly. Off the takeaway on the restart. Look out, save made! Holbrook standing on his head. Not out of the woods yet. Lopez. Save made, rather Flax that was. Look at this save. Flax, a golden opportunity. Flag did not come up. And Pierce Holbrook, sensational. Too much on that from Korzanowski. 5 goals for Stosh in just 4 next pro appearances, totaling 300 plus minutes. That's whistles just to reset the re-entry. Seen a lot of goals across next pro. High pressure off the build from the back style. Have gone the other way in the last 2-3 weeks. It seems to be an inordinate number of them. Billy retakes near the center circle, but pass just off the mark, looking for Davis. Somebody who certainly brings a bunch to this Union 2 side. Putting himself in some good spots off the hat trick against New England a few weeks back. There's a lot of that unnoticed work dirty running work against the ball to help his side turn teams over. We almost saw it lead to the highest level of fruition moments ago. Now letting up the near. Cooper Flax settles off with Sam, those two. Back to Lopez, who has certainly had his fair share of contributions. Now Ponce draws two. Now Flax. Nice flick by Cooper to keep this chance alive. Faking, now taking. Seymour Reed gets free. Reed cuts it back. Stolen away. Nice stretch there by multiple New York City men. Showing off great individual skill. But again, still looking for that first goal.
Keep it up, Pope.
The watchman Lopez has it. He just goes off this near side. Reed, distance. Sent wide. A field touch on the block. So a corner kick. The stutter step. And then slightly off balance, but still delivering it with plenty of power. Seymour Reed, the 18-year-old. First team homegrown contract. We said a little bit earlier in the half when we told you about the shot disparity, and that maybe that didn't necessarily reflect the potential lopsided nature of this, or not lopsided, but handle of the game. New York City's really taken the handle of it here in the last 5 to 7 minutes. Cash in off this corner. Loose in the area. Weaving through, it's just sitting there. So many bodies tight to it, and Philadelphia is able to clear. Will, of course, attempt to chase it down. The shots are now 13-1, New York. Over the top. This one has an opportunity. Holbrook's well off his line. Sent wide. It's fantastic hold-up play for an absolute rip from Ponce. Just missing off the left post. Ticking towards halftime. Make sure you hang with us for the break. A couple of player features highlighting Lone Star State men from Houston and North Texas. And of course, we'll, as always, go around the rest of the league, show you highlights from our first half of play. Will it have a goal? Psalms cross immediately sent out. Philadelphia may be looking to get this to the break. I'll have to thank Piers Holbrook immensely if this remains 0-0. And in some respects, even if it's 1-0 down, that may require a thank you too. Impressed with Lopez tonight and his contributions to the attack. The 19-year-old second-team contract does have 1 goal and 1 assist on the year. And that is in 8 appearances, just his 4th start of the season. Back to goal handle for Pierre. And he quickly exited. Wild first half in the other 7 o'clock Eastern time game tonight. Connecticut United leads 2-1 over Orlando. They're in stoppage time. 2 ahead of us. There's Lopez again for New York. await some reinforcements. They'll try and break this down in tight, but Philadelphia dropping plenty of numbers back. Free kick for visiting Union 2. Made the trip into Greater New York City yesterday. And likely to head on back tonight. All goes well. Should be back before midnight. Love to have 3 points heading through the city and down the Jersey Turnpike. Korzanowski.
The fourth official on the sign-in has indicated there will be 1 minute added to the first half. 1 minute. El cuarto
Just
árbitro
1 minute
indicado
of
que se
stoppage
agregará
time.
un minuto adicional a este primer tiempo.
Let's see if New York City has one last rush in it before the halftime conversation. I like what you've seen if you're Matt Pilkington in the chance creation, chance generation department. But at the end of the day, it's the finishing that matters the most. But still have to be pleased in that area. Done a nice job of just controlling the play. They haven't had to defend a bunch. That may change here, though. At the first half death. Eddie Davis. Korzanowski. Korzanowski's blocked. Now, this would be something if Philadelphia finds one in the final moments. DePaula's cross. Headed wide. And last touched by Philadelphia. And that should do it for the first half. And it does. So first 45 minutes controlled by the home side. Just 15-1 in favor of New York, but nothing up on the big board. It is a 0-0 scoreline between these two Northeast Division rivals in MLS Next Pro. Coming up in our halftime show, it's a Texas twosome of player profiles, plus, of course, the scores and August schedules across the league. First half highlights, too. That's all when we come back. Halftime here at Belson Stadium, New York City, Philadelphia 0-0. Despite New York firing off 15 first half shots, Philadelphia good chance at the end of the first half as well. So it's 0-0, and we'll break down the first half more coming up in just a little bit. But first, let's head to Houston for this week's player profile and get to know midfielder Matthew Arana.
My name is Matthew Arana. I play for Houston Dynamo, and I play attacking midfielder.
Born and raised in Rocheron, Texas, Houston Dynamo homegrown midfielder Matthew Arana is proud to represent the Bayou City.
Matthew Arana, goalkeeper at the mercy of the finish.
Arana picks it up, 2 defenders in front of him, and stings the back post.
I feel really great. I was born and raised there. No one would ever thought a kid from Rocheron would be pro at 15 years old. And I feel amazing to be able to represent Houston where I'm from.
Arana joined the Dynamo Academy at 11 from his local club Rise SC and quickly climbed the ranks.
I was playing like a year up already. I was already used to it, but it was like a different level still because there was other kids I never knew that came to this team and they were all really good, so I started off a little bit slow, but I started getting used to it and then I went up the ranks.
From Houston, getting the first Dream Academy. At 15 years, 5 months, 24 days of age, the youngest first-team signing in club history. 15!
I felt amazing. I was ready. I was praying, hoping my name would get called and I could step on the field. When I got there, we did the warm-ups and stuff like that. And I was warming up and we had 1 sub left and I was the last one. I was like, hopefully my name gets called. And when I went in, honestly, it's a feeling I can't explain how I felt, but it was amazing. And playing against a player like Son, that was I never thought I would watch him. When I was younger, I never thought we'd play against him. It was really beautiful.
As Arana developed through the academy, his next step with Dynamo Dos continues to push his game forward.
Arana likes what he sees. Oh my goodness!
It helps me a lot, get minutes in. And obviously this team is still high level. There's a high level of the whole league, and it helps me get minutes so I could prepare for when my time comes with the first team.
He has some really unique qualities to his game that are tough to teach and not many players have. His ability to protect the ball, to be deceptive, to dribble out of situations.
I think the level is just high. And every day you gotta be consistent if you want to get minutes. You gotta work hard. It's tough because I'm like a young player, but I think I'm getting used to the level and hopefully I could get more minutes in soon.
I love Matthew. He's one of my really close friends. We went through the academy together. We've been with each other to a really young age, and playing on the field with him is amazing. He's a really good player, obviously. All I have to do is pass him the ball, and he'll get us to the other side of the field, dribbling through players.
His performances in his hometown have opened the door for Arana to represent Mexico at the youth level.
2 years ago, like March, they sent my Dynamo an email and told me that they were going to invite me to a camp, and I didn't believe it. I was like, it felt amazing. It means a lot to me representing my roots, where I'm from, and my family, and it's a great experience over there. I got number 10 the first time. I was like, it felt beautiful experience for me. When I went over there, I was a little nervous. That was my first time going to Mexico, but the coaches and the players were all really nice, and it felt like a family as soon as I got there.
Through it all, he hopes to make his family proud after all they've done to get him here.
A lot of sacrifices, taking me to all the far tournaments before, because I can't drive yet. They take me here every morning early, and yeah, I really appreciate what they do for me.
So my name is Edouard Nice. I'm from Belgium. I'm 21 years old, playing offensive midfielder for North Texas SC. Started playing for my hometown, Royal Sport. There's not a lot of people in my hometown. It's not really like a sport town or anything like that. It's just like a village, like a small village club. I played there for like 5 years. Yeah, that's where I started playing soccer. Coming from semi-pro back home, never won any trophy, never did anything, and then going to Northeast and just, talking with the coach before joining them. He was talking about trophy, winning a national championship, and that's what I wanted. That's why I joined them, and the first year we lost in the semi-final, and we came up close, losing 0 games, losing 1 game, and it was the game in the semi-final. and then the year we came back, we won it also. First big trophy for the college as well. First national championship, and it meant a lot to me. Yeah.
FC Dallas selects number 306 Edward Miss from the University of Illinois.
No, it was crazy. I mean, I was sitting with my whole family on the couch in my house, and even my best friend from back home, and I just wanted to hear my name. Thought that was the moment for me, and it happened. So I was really happy. And one of my goals coming to America as well was getting drafted, as well as going Division 1. And just that happening was like surreal. I couldn't believe it in a sense, because going from hometown club, village, playing 6 years there, then playing semi-professional, you don't expect yourself 3 years later to get called in the MLS Super Draft and signing professional for FC Dallas. For this season, I would say, yeah, I want to be obviously the MVP of the league. That would be a good goal of mine. I mean, everything possible, like winning the Golden Boot, everything. But at the end of the day, I just want to win a trophy with North Texas. I know they won one in 2024, and I want to win one again. I want to give my teammates the best effort from me on the field, and just they can look up to me and be like, yeah, this guy is trying his hardest, and we want to work for him at the same time, and just help the team winning trophies.
Always great to go around the rest of the league. We are scoreless here at Belson Stadium tonight. New York City, Philadelphia, 0-0. 15 shots to 3 for the home side in the first 45 minutes. We'll show you the highlights shortly, but first, let's take a look at what else is going on across the rest of MLS Next Pro over the course of what's always a busy weekend. We have moved now into match week 22. We told you about some of these during the first half. How about that Atlanta-Carolina one? Wild. 3-3, and then it took 10-9 in the shootout for Carolina Core to grab the second point. Chattanooga, a winner. Nice win for Kansas City over Houston. Don't sleep on Timbers 2. Ventura County, an outburst. And LAFC 2, a commanding 3-0 win over Colorado Rapids 2. That happened already. What's coming up across the rest of MLS Next Pro? We're busy tomorrow. 4 games, Chicago and Cincy, New York and New England, St. Louis and Real Monarchs, and a San Jose Austin matchup. And then we get going with some action next weekend as well. Miami Crown Legacy, Timbers 2 LA. I'll have that one. That's an exciting one you want to look to next weekend in MLS Next Pro. Let's go to the halftime highlights here at Belson Stadium, where you're going to see a lot of New York City chances. But Philadelphia, they didn't have a ton of quantity. They didn't have some quality, though. Here's New York early on over the course of the first 45, and it came from a number of areas. That was Reed. Here's one of those chances for Philadelphia. Korzanowski stopped by Romero, and this one, many thought this was headed for the back of the net. But great goalkeeping from Holbrook denies Sam. But New York was far from done in the first 45. This was an onside ball. Flax, that's the best chance of the half, and Holbrook just robbery here in New York City. Chance wasn't over, though. And Flax got another one off. Deflected ball that Holbrook was able to control, and another good one. That went just wide. Just wide there from Ponce. So plenty of New York opportunities. Philly had a couple in the first minute and only minute of stoppage time. And my, New York and Philadelphia. You see what's coming up next weekend. These two sides week in and week out battling across MLS Next Pro. We'll take a break here at halftime. New York 0, Philadelphia 0. Second half on the other side here at MLS Next Pro.
be a fun season of MLS Next Pro. Oh my! Pedrinho wins it!
Yeah. Boys hear sentiment. Flow tastes sweet like cinnamon. Open up doors, I'm a gentleman. View top floor, I'm still staying ahead of them. Running on fumes and adrenaline. Do what I do best. Can't rush in like a roulette. You can't name a better duet. Don't ask questions. Trying to figure out what sound. Don't worry about what next. Just wanna know what's next. Man, I say it so loud. Don't worry about what next. Just know we got now. Oh yes. Man, I say it oh so proud. Don't worry about what next. Just know we got now.
The unique energy of a Sunday night. Ideal for calm music, whispers, stargazing, reflection, and a relaxed environment. Sunday nights were made for this.
Just about set for the beginning of the second half here in New York City on a Saturday night to start the month of August. We're at MLS Next Pro. Really appreciate you hanging with us. My name is Drew Casey. Good one on the big board, 0-0, but New York City really controlled the first half. You look at some of the larger numbers, the shot totals, 15-3 in favor of New York. Shots on goal were 5-1, corners 3-1 in favor of New York. And saves. There were 5 goalkeeper saves from Philadelphia keeper Pierce Holbrook. And Tomas Romero had 1 for New York. See if there are any changes here at the start. You have to like what you saw from New York City, but remember, number of first-team players who were on the bench last night. Philadelphia perhaps looking to make some changes. No Giovanni Sequeira in the starting lineup for Philadelphia, so he might be somebody we see later. William Fajera's played in 17 matches. I would expect to see him later, too. Halftime conversations have been completed. Big one in the playoff chase. It's a 28-match regular season. We are past the 2/3 mark. Philadelphia has played 2 more contests compared to New York and trail by 2 points in the table. It's NYCFC 2. There's the second half whistle. Away we go. Dark hits for Philadelphia here on the road. It's the home whites for New York City. Philadelphia will now attack the goal to our left, and New York from left to right. Again, shots 15-3 in the first half. It was 15-1 for a bit. Philadelphia with 2 shots late. Advantage granted here, and now that runs out of real estate. And a foul will be whistled, and we'll see if it's also going to result in a booking early on, just seconds into the second half. It does not appear that it will, but what it will do is set up a free kick for Philadelphia in a very dangerous area. A few chances, and we'd love to cash in and turn the tide of this one after a controlled first half by New York. Looks like it will be DePaula. It will not. Left-footed service towards goal, looking for a connection. Korzadowski was close to it, but just a little too much. And Romero able to get to it first. Try and outlight up the near wing, and already into the attacking third with Reed. Reed ridden off, and will be a corner on this end. So we've got chances on both sides right from the jump here in the second. And no halftime changes. Both teams dressing a full 20. A full disposal. Ponce with Flax short. Ponce delivers the corner. Was looking for Max Murray. 24-year-old big target to try and find one of the center backs. Possession maintained. Flax draws a bit of a crowd for Campos and sent in. Holbrook ranging like it likely would have gone wide, but secured it, of course. One heck of a first half for the 23-year-old goalkeeper of Philadelphia Union 2, Pierce Holbrook. Four goals given up for the team a week ago. Any goalkeeper, regardless of how the four came, likely always looking to wash that quickly, and Holbrook with a sensational first half. One of the more veteran players on the side. Think about age as well as maturity, according to his head coach. Massive figure back there to try and get it by. He's done a fantastic job of relieving the pressure that New York City has applied tonight at the very last level, of course, with that being his role. LeBlanc continuing. Kellen running into a brick wall from Murray, though. Long distance blocked. It was Chimo Mendoza. One heck of a run by Kellen LeBlanc, though. More so the linking up of play for Lions in transition, but LeBlanc saw that space and took advantage. Philadelphia with some early energy to start the second half here away from home. Mendoza's ball settled. Bending cross. Korzanowski trying to control after the Jakupovic header. That one might have been wind affected a bit. Open real estate the other way, though, for New York City. This is Campos. Redirected and in! An own goal! And New York City finds the back of the net. Campos across. It was defended, and it just took the worst bounce imaginable for Philadelphia. Campos' cross is blocked, and it trickles in. It caught Holbrook perhaps a little by surprise in between hop off the block. In some ways, it's deserved for New York City, but that's a hard one to swallow for Philadelphia for sure. After the dominant first half, New York City felt they needed it. It's announced as a Campos goal, but I think that'll be officially changed. But as you heard announced over the public address system, if it somehow stays, that would be his second. So 1-0, New York City. And Philadelphia quickly looking to answer. Gets a whistle. Salvador Flores quickly gets in the middle of it. That's our referee here. So a little bit end-to-end already in the second half. And Philadelphia now looking to answer. Get the sour taste of the last sequence on the other end out of the mouth immediately. Plenty of targets. Korzanowski, of course, being one of them. Jakupovic, another. Two strikers with large frames. Looking to equalize. Left-footed service. And it evades everyone. Dangerous. And he had those two right near it. How did this not touch anyone? Romero got in the middle of both Jakupovic and Korzanowski. Pretty good ball sent in there. We've already seen one unusual goal. And Timo Mendoza likely sick to his stomach. He was the one to block it. The cross, that is, and it somehow found its way into the back of the net. And that cross was blocked top of the 18, maybe slightly inside it. It just evaded a Holbrook for the 1-0 New York City lead. And let's see at what point the bench energy and changes start to emerge. Here's the high up the field win for Philadelphia, something they do very, very well, but taken right back by New York. Nice work applied by Flax. Dropping back to help out. Here's Campos. He was the one to send the cross. That then resulted in the goal. Mendoza. And New York City has scored in the second half. So we confirm this without registering a shot. The only way that happens is, of course, an own goal. Now 3-1 Connecticut over Orlando, so that's going to push the playoff line higher. Currently Connecticut in that 8th spot in the Eastern Conference. New York City looking for a traditional goal of its entire own volition. That one, did that stay in? No, it did not. This portion of the match is brought to you by St. John's University, the official undergraduate partner of New York City FC2. On the campus here of St. John's University, the home of St. John's Soccer, Belson Stadium, and the members of the Big East Conference that you see there printed on the turf. College soccer season starts this month. Look out. Tough challenge. Play continues. This one through. Holbrook save and secured. Still down. The down play will be stopped. Tough to tell in real time, but this one might have been missed. And a yellow card has been shown. Let's see here. You see a little turn there. And a yellow card does appear that it has now come out. Although it appeared to be in the direction of the New York City bench. But it is announced as Korzanowski, who was the man in the challenge there. Or my apologies. It was shown to the Philadelphia side. So that was Korzanowski. So not Pilkington. He's clean. And the best news, at least it appears, that Ponce is okay and perhaps fit to continue. It's a little card came out late there because play did continue with Philadelphia in possession before it was eventually blown dead, unless the whistle just did not go off after the change of possession. Of course, advantage to allow New York City to continue the run. But then again, Philadelphia was able to get it all the way up to midfield here. A little unusual. But again, it was announced as a yellow card to Korzanowski over the PA system here in New York City. Own goal, resulting in the New York City lead coming in the 51st minute, early in the second half. Not too long ago, cross from Campos. Timo Mendoza deflected the cross. Unfortunately, right into the back of the net. Evaded after a couple of bounces, the keeper Holbrook, who was just sensational in the first half. Philadelphia quickly restarting, but too efficient. There's a New York player seated here before play does resume. Rafael Uzcategui taking a little exception here. Captain of Philadelphia, as Seymour Reed pops back up, and it looks like Reed may exit here and be the first change we've had all evening on either side. So Reed exits, and James Bilden comes on. 17-year-old, academy player for New York City FC. His 7th appearance, 5th coming in off the bench. Looking for his first goal contribution of the year. So he's the first change. Reed is off. Likely some movement with the shape for Matt Pilkington as a result. But this is Philadelphia looking to level this one at one apiece. Looking for an alley. Will win a corner. Philadelphia with just one corner in the first half. And a side that is actually third fewest in total corners this entire Next Pro season. Not a ton in quantity, but can they take advantage of a set-piece opportunity, something Matt Pilkington on the New York City side was a little concerned about. This set piece punched by Romero. Still in the area. Tight quarters. Chipped just high and wide. Nice acrobatic work by Jakubovic to get enough on it and a clean enough lane to send it towards Cage, but it did, of course, miss the frame. Change coming here for Philadelphia. So LeBlanc will come off. And Sequeira will come in. You want to see high octane? Sequeira is a very, very tough player to defend against. He has suffered 63 fouls on the year. Far and away leads the squad. He will play with passion. He'll sometimes find his name in the book. But you like it when a player like that is on your side. Play continues. Has Campos involved there. Chips out wide. And Flax. Flax's cross. And Holbrook secures. Sequeira. First touch along the near sideline. Quickly back in. 18th appearance, only his 4th. Coming on as a reserve. 6th most minutes on the team. Physicality picking up here as we've played more than an hour now. Own goal officially in the 51st minute. Taken back by New York City here. Pierre working with Flax. Wide chip, Campos. Back to Flax, who thought about the acceleration step. Instead, he will do that away from the ball with Ponce. On the switch, and look out! I told you, these two sides, there is a rivalry. So Ponce pushed in the back. And a push back. And Sequeira goes down. Interesting to see here what Salvador Flores decides to do. So yellow both ways in the 67th minute. That's all after the sequence. Or at least the Ponce one is after the sequence because, of course, it remains a free kick for New York City. Sequeira His team leading 9th yellow. And this is his 18th appearance again. Ponce's 3rd and his 12th. But the attention here again on Cooper Flax. More distance, but again similar to the goal he scored in the first meeting. Looking for a 2-0 lead. Ponce, or rather Flax, will chip. And sent out, last touched by Philadelphia, so a corner. Fifth corner for New York on the way here. Just one shot in the second. Philadelphia has the 3-1 shots edge. New York has the goal. The own goal. Campos' cross blocked by Philadelphia's Timo Mendoza, and it trickled in. Corner exited. Philadelphia looking to use it with steam. Numbers racing back for New York and regaining possession. As we approach the 70th minute, putting on the moves and winning the whistle. Just sensational. And let's see if this is a card. Through the car wash. The newest professional in the New York City FC organization, Alhaji Sam. Oscar Benitez is shown yellow. And again, will result in another nice opportunity here for New York City. Try and take a 2-0 lead here in the 70th. Tightest they've been into goal in what is now 3 set-piece opportunities, with a chance at straight-on net. Right-footed strike right to Holbrook. Good vision, stayed on the ground. And on this Belson Stadium turf. New York City wants to go quickly here on this restart. Tough deflection back into the center channel. Nice work by Pierre. Flax passes just off the mark for the third target. And that tic-tac-toe and triangle. Well, Pigeons looking for a multi-goal lead. Won the first meeting 1-0. Ruled for a moment, thought it was going to be clean, but the whistle did sound. Another set piece coming for New York City. And good body positioning by Sam there. Turning in. Last moments. Not allowing the rushing defender to get the ball first, body first. Whistle sounds. Well past dusk now. Essentially full darkness. Stadium lights powering this one. Everything is set. Driven ball into the wall. Philadelphia looking to turn it into transition. They do this well. Nice work in the midfield to slow it. This portion of the match is brought to you by Adidas, the official kit supplier for New York City FC2. It was chested down on the sideline there. Nice work by a member of the staff. You got to readjust the positioning. Takes your eyes. Where did it actually fly out? Connecticut has extended its lead in Orlando 4-1. It does appear that Connecticut United in its inaugural season will continue to stay within the playoff line and perhaps move out of the 8th spot when the weekend is done. Right now in the 7 position level with Atlanta. It's really tight in the Eastern Conference. 1 through 8 separated by just 9 points. 1 through 10 only by 11 points. On the live table. So a lot to be decided. Looks a little different in the West, with Austin and Houston doing their things, as well as Timbers too. All had sensational seasons, all in the 40s in points, 44, 3, and 2. Austin, Timbers 2, and Houston in that order. And Austin has a game tomorrow. Timbers 2 has played 2 more games than those 2 squads, though, so something to keep in mind. Always tough to tell. Another whistle, another set-piece opportunity. New York. Maintaining the pressure in the attacking third. Let's see this one. Towing the line, and then it never went out. Some gamesmanship. The chase was on DePaula, the defender, initially, and then nice job of lulling there. So can New York find a second? Only marker an own goal earlier in this second half. Not quite direct. Set play. Loose. Trying to find a connection, but not quite yet. Campos' cross. Gets through everyone. Back in and not a threat. Now can Philadelphia get something going? A lot of bunching towards those right channels. They'll try and come up this near side, and here's Sakara. Second half substitute. Strong challenge by Campos. He pays the price a bit. May have taken just a bigger step. It seemed to be an awkward stride, bigger than usual there, the way that he went down. Look to walk it off and keep it rolling here in the 76th minute. Sakara on a yellow card. Number of others in that category as well, too. Griffin back in the first half. Sakara, Benitez on the Philly side. And Ponce on the New York side. Still just the one sub on both sides. Flag up here, offside. Already put back in play. New York has done a nice job of defending by attacking. They have just had the ball. They've been in this area, the attacking third, essentially since taking the lead. Not allowed a response from Philadelphia, at least not yet. Trying to cut it on by Campos. You know, a nice evening here for New York City FC2. Korzanowski, if he had his foot on that first, he might have leveled and been off to the races. Ponce. Now Flax. This near side triangle. Campos back to Flax. Ponce's cross. Controlled by Philadelphia, but dangerously. It was set near the spot, fortunately. Just Union 2 players in the area. Now here's a runner. Sequeira. Fresh legs as a second half change. But opts to abort. A line from goal. Mendoza. Good ball across. Verbal display of pain there as that ball came down. Philly's in the area. Shots blocked. Second one's also blocked. Headed in. Romero gets to it. Flag came up as well. Would not have counted offside. See this high press. Philly's likely going to start to really send it now. Chasing the game by one. They win it back here. Out over the near touchline. Pressure pays off. Jordan Griffin pointing out instructions. The 17-year-old. Throw-in sends Uzcategui chasing back a little bit. This is Timo Mendoza. Have to believe that if he can find a way to contribute to a goal, have a much better trip back. Mendoza restarts here. Philly readying some changes. Some English on that send. Settled here. Left foot through. Look out, dangerously tugging. Oh, sensational. Where did DePaula come from? Flying in. The header. We're level. The goal comes in the 79th. There's so much traffic here on this cross. Jordan Griffin. And DePaula just absolutely connects. Tied at 1, and Philly's going to make those changes now. Korzanowski's day is done. So it's Korzanowski who exits. It's Mendoza and Griffin who also exit. And Caden Moore, Sal Olivas, and Abdullah Diop all check in. Just the 5th appearance for Diop, by the way. He's only played 67 minutes with the Union's second side. And now the momentum, which way does it flow? He'll have to wait and see. The response after the equalizing goal scored by DePaula. Shot out of a cannon to connect with that header. Settled here, looking for a 2-1 lead. Big time block. Griffin should pick up an assist on the last goal, I would suspect. Though I don't think he was credited with one. Oh, yes, he was. Okay, just came through. And Korzanowski, a secondary assist. Man down for New York City here. This final portion of the match is brought to you by Etihad Airways, the official airline partner of New York City FC2. Training staff coming out here. New York has made just one change in the 62nd minute when Bilton came on and Reed left. So they have 4 changes available, only 2 windows though. Philadelphia is down to just 1 remaining change, and they do have a window to make it. Sequeira, Moore, Diop, Olivas have all come on for Philadelphia. LeBlanc, Griffin, Mendoza, and Korzanowski have all exited. New York is going to make a change here, though. You'll see Sam come off. Nice display in his debut as a official second-team contracted player. Campos exits as well. Luka Sunjic comes in. And Suhetsky comes in as well. Rare that Suhetsky comes on off the bench. Already sent here by Sunjic. He's chasing the play. Philadelphia through. Romero's there on the cross. So that's now 3 changes from New York, 4 from Philadelphia. Both teams with 1 window remaining. Of course, a reminder in MLS Next Pro, any full-time draw goes to a shootout, chance for a second point. And those matter in the standings, especially when you're talking and thinking about playoff line. Philadelphia with the restart. Still have William Fajera on the Philadelphia Union bench. Got the most appearances, who has not appeared just yet here tonight, who's active. And David Duque and Owen Martin, 2 most capped players this season on the bench that are available. On the other side for Matt Pilkington, we'll just have to wait and see. Is there a go-ahead goal? Potential winner left in this one. Philadelphia, the transition pass caught an heel of an on-rushing player. Didn't quite see it coming, and I don't think that was the intended target. Wanted that one to be through and up ahead. Joining late and cleanly taken down. Strong defensive unit. Sunjic. Tough to get by the play of that back line, though. Now the other way with Olivas fresh legs. Finds Caden Moore, another second half substitute. Diop, that's 3 in a row in terms of changes. And then Sequeira, that's 4 in a row. All 4 subs touched it in succession there for Philadelphia. Now a New York City player down again here. This could force the hand of Matt Pilkington, perhaps, if he needs to make a change. He has 1 window remaining. has 2 available substitutions here in the 87th minute. You get 15 seconds. Let's see. And it looks like good to go. Or maybe not. Perhaps an evaluation for a potential head injury. I don't think so, though. That was a little unusual. Just joining us, it's been a wild second half. Own goal opened the scoring. And after New York City outshot Philadelphia 15-3 in the opening half, we were scoreless at the break. Then the own goal put New York in front. Perhaps it was deserved a short time ago. Mateus DePaula equalizing the game. A cross from Griffin out of a rocket ship header from DePaula. And an odd quirk in this all-time series history within MLS Next Pro. Of course, these clubs competing against each other at a similar level before Next Pro was launched 5 seasons ago, and I'm sure there have been some exhibitions as well in the early months of the year based on geography. But officially, these 2 sides have never drawn in regular season competition. The numbers we have: 12 previous regular season meetings, 8 Philadelphia wins, 4 New York wins. Those, of course, in regulation. Think about the shootout win category. That's a unique feature of MLS Next Pro. In tight here, Eddie Davis III. Lone leading scorer that remains on the field after Korzanowski checked out. Eddie trying to grab the byline. Unable to do so. Good combination working with Jakupovic. A couple of first-team contracted players there. As we now tick into the 90th minute. 1-1. Perhaps headed to the shootout, where a second point will be awarded to one side. Philadelphia, quick restart. Cross through, loose ball. Romero thought about chasing. Philadelphia looking to go in front. Nine minutes of stoppage time here in the second half. I was expecting a moderate number, but not 9. An eternity remains here. Over the end line for a goal kick. The go-ahead and only goal in the first meeting between these teams was scored in the 9th minute of second half stoppage time. Philly's going to make a change here. Davis will exit, and William Ferreira will come on in. So that is the full allotment of changes for Chris Harmon. Sequeira early in the half. We've seen Moore, Olivas, and Diop since the 81st. And William Ferreira completes the maximum number of changes allowed. Over the top. Offside flag is up. Philadelphia next week will host Cincinnati. Be a Sunday match. They'll have one extra day off. Sunday at 3 at home. Actually get Cincinnati twice in August. Every Sunday, Philadelphia playing in the month of August. Easy schedule to remember. Sometimes the day is variable. Would love to do it coming off a win. Snap a 2-match losing streak. Both sides coming in on 2-match losing streaks. Seeing a drop in the table these last 2 weeks. New York City next in action. They've got a little bit of a layoff here. Nothing next weekend, but they will play Tuesday, August 11th. Right back here at Belson Stadium against Orlando at 7. An unusual Tuesday game. And then Saturday, August 15th at Columbus. Wednesday, August 19th against FC Cincinnati at Icon Stadium. So they've got a layoff here, but then busy. They'll be off for 10 days, and then they'll play 3 matches over a 9-day stretch. Still 6 minutes of second half stoppage time remaining. In a scenario where New York City was looking to tune in this week, Philadelphia set pieces. Haven't been a ton of them. Philly looking for the lead here in second half stoppage time. Cross. Romero has to go up high, climbing the ladder. Cleanly secures. Final, by the way, elsewhere, Connecticut over Orlando, 4-2 full time. First half, Crown Legacy's up 1-0 on Huntsville. Tacoma and Whitecaps FC2 later. This should be a whistle and a foul indeed. And maybe more than a foul. It is a booking to Sunjic. First yellow card that the 18-year-old has seen in the next pro season, his 8th appearance. So Philadelphia enjoying the better of the play here in stoppage time. Solo wall. Go back for possession. And immediately exited. You can hear from the sideline, next pass. Sounded like the Philadelphia sideline. Likely in response to that restart free kick, that the result likely not what they were looking for. Both teams looking to set the tone for the stretch run of this MLS Next Pro season here. Win in a rivalry-type environment. Knocked away, caught a piece of the bench area. That was the sound you heard. Didn't hit the crane. Not often you see a crane next to the field. Clearly some work being done here at the adjacent areas of St. John's University. Sure, there's an X account out there. Identifies soccer pitches with unique surroundings. This might be a look for something like that, or Reddit. Is there a go-ahead and likely winner in the cards? Philadelphia's had the better of it. But here may be a rush that could be started by Sunjic, and absolutely going to result in another yellow card. Oscar Benitez shown what is his second yellow card, so of course he will be sent off now. Picked up one earlier in the second half. So Philadelphia will play with 10 the rest of the way. So the second time in as many meetings these two sides we've seen a second yellow and a squad to play with 10. That's a clear yellow. He knew it. Easy one. And it did stop the rush. So given where we are, time and score, of course, Benitez won't be eligible for the next meeting between these teams, which would be decision day. So that could loom large. But right now, looking for more. A lot of whistles. Whoa, look out. And a lot of folks not happy. Oh, some contact behind the play, and the referee, no chance he could have seen that. Players down. Here's another look at the initial infraction. Push there. A challenge. And the push back. Now, Salvador Flores has some time. If we can let this run further here, right there. Oh, there's nothing there. At least from that look. I don't think there was enough there, but we're also blinded of what Sequeira may have engaged in if there was contact. Tough to tell. And a yellow card shown here to João Loyola. A lot of sorting. And there was consultation between the crew and still sorting things here. So there's the yellow to Loyola. So they do give a second yellow card to Sequeira for that off-ball action. So the discretion of the assistant referees helping out the referee Flores there to decide. So now Sequeira is done. He picks up 2 yellows. So again, someone else that this Philadelphia side won't have in the next meeting against New York. So now Philadelphia's down to 9. We're into the 11th minute of stoppage time. How long will go? Couldn't tell you. 13, 14, there's lots happened here in stoppage time. Our second red card of stoppage time. Both second yellows. And we've gone a bit off the rails. Still is a Philadelphia possession. Also another yellow to Caden Moore. And Salvador Flores is blowing the final whistle. So that's going to be it. Full time here. And we'll go to the shootout. Thought we'd have a lot more time, but that may be the best decision with the way this one moved into in stoppage time. So, regulation is complete. Some fireworks late in a number of categories. We'll take a break. We'll come back for the shootout here at Belson Stadium. 1-1, New York and Philadelphia full time.
Can't rush in like a roulette. You can't name a better duet. Don't ask questions, trying to figure out what sound. Don't worry about what next. Just wanna know what's next. Man, I say it so loud. Don't worry about what next. Just know we got now. Oh yes, man, I say it oh so proud. Don't worry about what next. Just know we got now.
Full time here at Belton Stadium, 1-1 will go down as a draw. The first ever draw, believe it or not, in the series. 13th meeting. That's rare, of course. It's a beautiful game. How do we get here? A goal on each side. New York City pressing here. Own goal off of Timo Mendoza. With that tally coming in the second half early on. And later in the second half, this is one heck of a header goal from DePaula. And Mateus DePaula's third goal of the season leveled the score at 1 apiece before we got to stoppage time, because in stoppage time it got weird. That goal in the 80th minute on Griffin's cross. A second yellow card to a pair of Philadelphia Union 2 members, both Benitez, he went off in the 8th minute of stoppage time. Sequeira went off with his second yellow in the 11th minute of stoppage time. And the yellow card number finishes at 9. 3 on the New York side, 6 for Philly, and then the 2 red cards, of course, as well for Philadelphia. So that will mean, assuming they stand, and Benitez one definitely will, and Sequeira will too, likely. Benitez and Sequeira both will serve that suspension in the final regular season meeting between these teams. There is still another one coming up on September 20th, decision day. All right, still a lot to be decided here. Second point, of course. The shootout records on the year. New York City is 1-2, and Philadelphia is 2-1. So both involved in 3. And we'll decide it here on the open end of Belton Stadium. Other side goes right into campus. This one goes into New York City at large. So New York City will shoot first. The Philadelphia goalkeeper Holbrook in the bright purple. And it will be Cooper Flax to go for New York. Flax is ready for the home side. Holbrook working on those jacks, the jumping ones. Claps the hands. Library quiet for Cooper Flax, who scores. 22-year-old first-team contract lights the layup here. To his right. Holbrook headed that direction, but a well-taken penalty. Malik Jakubovic will be the first man up for Philadelphia, looking to even at 1 apiece. Goalkeeper Tomas Romero for New York City. Jakubovic with the left foot scores. Powers it in. 1 apiece. Launching that one into the twine with Romero ranging to his right. The various gamesmanship that exists. Molinari. Right foot into the back of the net. So much power, it reverbs off the boards. So 2-1 New York. We're on serve as the U.S. Open approaches, if you will, here in the borough of Queens in New York City. Rafael Uzcategui, captain of the side. For Philadelphia, looking to level at 2. Big points on the line for both sides. Perhaps more so for Philadelphia. Right foot, scores. Able to absorb the sound, a little street racing in the neighborhood, it sounded like there, just prior to him starting his run up. So 2-2 through 2 rounds. And Kevin Pierre is next for New York City. Pierre against Pierce Holbrook, the goalkeeper for Philly. Scores! So perfect. 5 penalties taken. 5 for 5 between the teams. New York City has the 3-2 advantage. Holbrook moving to his left. Shot going to his right. The guessing game. Caden Moore. Quick run up. Left foot and in. Well taken by Caden. Quick run up. Not much Romero could really do. He'd have some words perhaps directed at the referee there, Flores. Joe Sahetsky came on as a late second half substitute. Just the second game he's come on off the bench. Team leader in minutes. Sahetsky looking to keep New York City on par here. 4th round of the shootout. Sahetsky scores. Well, essentially, you've reached the sudden death stage. You'll get there officially if we get to a 6th round, but with everything crossing the line so far, more or less already at that point. To keep it 4 apiece. And that's exactly William Fajera burying it to keep it level. Lee Ponce here, round 5 for New York. Ponce scores. Could that be the difference for the second point? We'll see. Pressure on Philadelphia's 5th shooter to move this to the 6th round. Ponce approaches and Holbrook frozen. It'll be Mateus DePaula. He equalized the game in the run of play. Can he get this to the 6th round of the shootout? DePaula, yes he can. Now, it's not often you see a 5-5 shootout through 5 rounds. That's how the books would tell you maybe it should go. It doesn't happen that frequently. We have some fireworks in the distance. You can see them over that All-American banner to your left here. They may be a little premature for a winner here. They're well in the distance, though, here in the city. Summer in the city. Jonathan Lopez is the 6th New York City shooter. And Lopez scores inside the near post. So again, Philadelphia needs to score to keep this going. It's been clinical for the shooters. And we have not had a goalkeeper guess the correct direction yet. Appears to be Olivas here for Philadelphia. To continue this to a 7th. Yes, just gets in there. And Romero did go the correct way. Just inside the post for Olivas, and it needed to be based on Romero going that way. And we move to a 7th round of the shootout. Luka Sunjic. Sunjic scores. We had a marathon shootout in the league last night in Atlanta. That was earlier in the day. But in Atlanta, 10-9, Carolina Core in the shootout. We are maybe going to get there. Driven in by Sunjic for the now 7-6 advantage. Abdoulaye Diop to keep it going, and does so. One of the first elevated shots we've seen here in the shootout. And the shootout chart I prepare prior to a game, I only put it up to 7. So, we'll get creative here. Peek behind the curtain. Here's Max Murray. Eighth round of the shootout. We've been perfect. And we stay perfect. At this point, maybe we just get to goalies. Although Philly, another try. This will be the 4th make or go home, if you will, extender. Sorry, this is Olivas. We had Sundstrom earlier, 55 and 66. So now Olivas. Save made, Romero, and that's it. Romero and New York City pick up a 2nd point. The save in the 8th round of the shootout. That's a big point and a celebration for Romero and the New York City side. It was a marathon on multiple levels tonight. We played 11 minutes of stoppage time in the second half, and frankly, there were probably 1 or 2 out there, but the cards just kept on flying. There were 6 cards in stoppage time, so the discretion was used. We ended in 11 minutes of stoppage, and we end in 8 rounds of the shootout. And a big 2nd point for New York City FC 2. It's time for our man of the match presented by Adidas. We've got some choices here. We're going to go with the winning penalty strike in the shootout for Max Murray. This was the difference. No celebration because we didn't know what would happen in the ensuing opportunity from Philadelphia. Romero made the save, and that was the difference. Our man of the match, Max Murray of New York City FC2. So New York moves to 30 points in the table, 8-7-4, and Philadelphia moves to 27 points in the table, 7-10-4. And remember, these two teams will do it again coming up on Decision Day, September the 20th, down in Philadelphia. Well, this was about what we expected, I should say. Down the stretch, plenty to talk about, plenty to break down for these two sides as they continue to develop here in MLS Next Pro. That's going to do it for our coverage here tonight. Thanks so very much for joining us, for our entire broadcast crew. I'm Drew Casey. Once again, the final, New York City and Philadelphia play 1-1 full time, and the shootout goes to New York, 8-7. Don't forget, you can watch MLS Next Pro all season long at MLSNextPro.com. And One Football actually added an extra PK in there. It was 7-6. Good night, everybody. Take care.
This copyrighted broadcast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.